Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I am finally sitting down and filming a very much awaited life update Q&A type of video. I've been getting a lot of the same questions in a lot of my recent Instagram Q&As, so if you want to be more up to date on my Q&As, I do them on Instagram more frequently, but this video is going to be the first place where I am sharing with you guys my plans for my next chapter, and I'm really excited to be sitting down today and just honestly talking to you guys. I want this to be like a very chill video, just kind of answering some of my most frequently asked questions. So if you're new, my name is Katie and I just graduated with my master's in marketing from ISADE Business School in Barcelona, Spain, and before that I graduated from Alabama with my bachelor's in business administration. So I'm finally done with the school portion of my life, which is crazy. I have no plans to pursue like a PhD or anything further, so it's kind of weird to be fully done, but I'm very, very excited. I posted a ton of travel vlogs for my travels this fall, and I'm finally getting back into my routine of posting like daily vlogs because I know that's what a lot of you guys are subscribed to me for. So I'm excited to start sharing just like my daily life and what I've been up to and how I'm preparing for my move, because I am moving. But you guys asked me a bunch of questions on Instagram, so I'm just going to go through and start answering the most frequently asked ones. So the first question, where are you currently? I am in South Carolina. I'm at my parents' house. This is my room at my parents' house. So if you followed me for some time, you would know that we moved to this house about 3 years ago, and this room I film whenever I'm visiting home. So I've been getting really busy organizing it. I got a new bookshelf. I'll show a clip of that. I have been at home pretty much since the end of June, and I was finishing my classes for my master's degree online, and then I was finishing my master thesis here as well, and I did some traveling in between. So basically this was my home base for the last few months, and I've honestly loved it. I am so grateful to have gotten the time to spend at home with my family. It's just so important to me, and especially with the fact that I'm most likely going to be abroad for a lot of time in the next few years. I'm really grateful that I had this period to really spend a lot of time at home, and I've honestly loved it. It's been so great for me, and I love organizing my room, decluttering my room, and it's like a haven for me now, so I have been loving it. Next question is, can you do an update on your fitness routine? So great question. I have been getting really into walking and running outside, which is honestly something that I feel I hated for the longest time, especially running, because I'm definitely not a runner. It's not like a natural talent I have. I think the reason that I like running is that it's a really big challenge for me, but at the same time I feel like it's something that's very good for the soul. Just being out on the road and getting the fresh air, and really I can just feel my body getting stronger as I'm running, and I just love the feeling afterwards. It's super fulfilling. You feel super accomplished and proud, and I have been logging all of my runs on my Runtastic app, I believe it's called. I always like to look at the stats and see how my running is improving. Maybe sometimes it's not improving. It's not where I'd like it to be by any means, but it's a habit that I just recently started, and I feel like it's a really nice way for me to work out, because I used to only do home workouts and YouTube workouts, which I still love, but I feel like there's just something so different about being out in the fresh air and getting exercise that way. So I have been doing that in terms of my fitness. I'm trying to incorporate a little bit more strength training into that, because I know that if I only do cardio, I'm not going to have like the muscle definition that I'm looking for. So I'm starting to get back into that, and I'm trying to figure out what my routine is going to be for the future. But for now I've just been doing a lot of walking. The weather's amazing, so I've been loving that. I've been trying to get around 5,000 to 10,000 steps each day, which has been a big challenge, but I really like it. And in terms of my diet, it's been very, very balanced, I would say. I pretty much naturally do intermittent fasting, which is just my normal hunger cues are usually a bit later in the day, and then I usually will eat dinner quite early. So for me, that is just what works. It's not something I actively try to do each day. I just naturally get hungry around the same time, so that's what I've basically been doing. I do basically like a 16-hour fast, though I wouldn't call it a fast, because if I'm hungry at night I just eat, but I pretty much eat around 10 in the morning and eat dinner by 6, so that's kind of what my schedule has been. I mentioned in my Instagram Q&A that I did lose weight, but that wasn't my goal going into it. I think it's just something that naturally happened as I started getting out more and as I started cooking a lot more. I started baking bread, which is really exciting. I actually have some rolls that are proofing right now, and then I'm gonna make some dinner rolls. But I've just been really getting into like knowing what's in my food, and I've stopped eating out as much as I was in Spain. So I think that it just naturally happened that I got a lot healthier since I came home. But I'm very, very happy with how my fitness and health is doing at the moment, and I just want to continue building those good habits. I got a few questions that were asking me sort of my overall opinion on my grad school experience. Do I think it's worth it? Do I recommend it? And I can honestly say that if you are currently in your bachelor's or you're in a gap year and you're considering whether to get your master's, I would say if you have a concrete reasoning as to why you believe the costs and the time that it would take to get your master's is worth the career advantages or the opportunities that that would open up for you, then grad school could be a good option. I think that was something that I didn't necessarily explore enough. I definitely explored it, and I know like I'm going to a good grad school. It's #4 marketing program in the world, and I'm really interested in working in marketing, so this is going to help me in my career. I did not feel ready to start working, so for me grad school was the option to continue studying, to continue building my confidence in my field, which I did do. And now after that year, I feel much more ready to start working. I do believe grad school was the right decision for me. It's a really personal decision, so you really have to think about it a lot and decide what's best for you and decide if the investment into the program is worth the opportunities that you're going to get out of it. I think that's the most simple answer, because I don't think a simple yes or no would suffice for that. I'm very glad that I decided to pursue my master's, though I do wish that I had thought more about the 2-year program that I had initially planned on doing, because I kind of just added on the second program like, yeah, it's also a really well-known program and I will get opportunities, and I just kind of added it on because I got into that program. So having to decide to not do the program and all of that stuff, like it would have saved me a lot of time and mental stress had I really just been like, I think 1 master's is enough for me, I probably don't need 2. But at the time I was like, the more the merrier, I can study for 2 years, I won't be burnt out. And like I was super burnt out, and I just realized that it wasn't what I wanted and it wasn't the right path for me, so I decided not to do it. But yeah, looking back, I wish I had considered that a little bit more heavily, but before making the decision to do 2 masters rather than 1. But I will say that I learned a lot, and I'm super grateful for all the experiences and all the memories that I made in Barcelona. It's such a special city, and it will always hold a really special place in my heart. So I think I'm very happy with how it turned out, and I can definitely say that I learned a lot. My next question is, what are my plans career-wise now that I'm done with school? And I am looking for a full-time job. I want to work in marketing, and I will be working abroad most likely. I thought about this for a long time, if I wanted to pursue YouTube full-time, or if I wanted to like start my own thing or work in America. Like there were so many different avenues and paths that I could go on, so it was honestly a lot to think about. But I ultimately decided not to do YouTube full-time, because I think for me, I have so much fun making these videos and editing these videos, but when it's my full-time thing and it's my only thing, I think it just puts a lot of pressure. I want it to be something that I find a lot of joy in doing, and I'm not saying that I couldn't do that if I was making it full-time, but I definitely feel like at this current stage in my life, especially when I'm going to be moving to different cities and starting and building roots in new places, it's really important for me to have that community aspect that a job would provide, like getting to know people who I'm working with and making friends, and also having that structure and that routine, I think would be really good for me until I'm at a place where I feel like I can really structure my days and that I have enough work for YouTube and social media that it just makes sense to be full-time. I feel like right now I'm at such an exciting place that I can create really cool content of starting out in a new city and vlogging my work days and stuff like that, and just like my daily life working somewhere. I think that that's something that I really want to do, and that's an experience that I really want to have, not only for vlogging on YouTube but also for myself. I mean, I studied so hard for all these years. I really want to use the knowledge that I've gained and the experiences that I've had to really work somewhere and do something that I like. So I am going to be searching and applying for jobs. I've already found a few different positions that I really want to apply for. I have a few like dream jobs that I'm waiting to apply for. I haven't started officially applying for jobs because I just graduated like a couple weeks ago. I haven't even gotten my diploma yet, so I will be enjoying the holiday season, and then in January I'm going to start applying to all these different jobs. I really want to do something with like content, whether that's content marketing or like content production. I just love making videos, and I realized that I would much rather spend my days creating content for YouTube or for the websites or for Instagram or for TikTok, rather than maybe being so focused on like digital or even influencer marketing. I feel like being on the other side of influencer marketing is really, really cool and has taught me a lot. So I think I could definitely contribute a lot to an influencer marketing position, but at the same time, I don't know if that would be what I would really want to focus on all day long, is like contacting other influencers and setting up campaigns and stuff like that. I think it would be really cool, and I think it would teach me a lot, but I feel like I already have my hands full from doing my own campaigns and things like that, that I would almost want to do something completely different while I'm at work, which is funny because I kind of said the opposite thing, and I thought the opposite thing a few years ago. I really thought I have to be in influencer marketing, like that's where I want to be. But as I've studied marketing and kind of learned the ins and outs of all the different positions, I really feel like I want to be more on the side of like the creative team. So whether that's like editing, content production, or building social marketing campaigns and stuff like that, that's kind of where I want to be. So I got this question a lot of times, and I'm sure this is why a lot of you clicked on this video, and that is, where am I moving? What are your future plans in terms of location? Where do you want to start working, etc.? So to answer the most pressing question of where I am moving, after the holiday season in January, I will be moving, and a lot of you guessed it, to London. Yay! I will be moving to London in January. I am so excited. I literally can't, like, it doesn't even feel real. Like I say this every time that I'm moving somewhere, but it just doesn't feel real because I honestly didn't really picture myself in London. Like I didn't think that that's where I was gonna be, but now that I think about it, it's actually so perfect for me. I feel like it's gonna be such a really cool experience to have. I'm so excited to be vlogging and documenting the experience of what life is like there. I've only been to London one time for like a day and a half, so I really didn't get like a full picture of the city. I didn't explore that much of it, so I could not be more excited. I am going to be moving there with my boyfriend, so a lot of you guys asked that question as well. So we are actually moving there together. My boyfriend is studying there in London for a semester, and I wanted to move abroad, and I wasn't really sure where I was even looking for jobs and what city I wanted to be in, and I was very, very open because I honestly just knew I wanted to be abroad, but I also wanted to be with him, and it just really worked out perfectly. We are going to be living in an apartment together, which is so exciting because it's like our first, I feel like it's like our first real time. Last year in Barcelona, we did live in his new apartment for like a few weeks together, but then I went home and then we came back and then the semester was over, so it didn't really feel like we got to like fully start there together and just have like our day-to-day like living life experience together. That doesn't even make sense, but I'm just really excited. I think it's gonna be so much fun to live together there, and it'll be fun to meet like a lot of other students and people our age, because we do know a few people that are living there, and I'm just really excited. So I am gonna be moving there in January. It's literally almost a month left, which is crazy because that's so soon. It's gonna go by so quickly, and the holidays are coming up, and it's just a really exciting time. I'm just so happy, and I can't wait to bring you guys along with me for that experience. I know a lot of you guys are missing my living abroad diaries because my life has been a little bit all over the place since, honestly, since January, because 2021 was not an easy year for me, I will say that, but I have definitely been kind of all over the place and scattered since I came back. I've just been like traveling and finishing my thesis, and now I'm planning my moving and all that stuff. Now I'm in like the beginning stages of packing and figuring out what I need, and we're like planning our shopping trips for the apartment. Like, it's gonna be crazy. So I'm just really excited, and I just have so many dreams and plans for what my life will look like there, and I can't wait to bring y'all along with me. So that is my big announcement. It feels really good to tell y'all because I knew that that was something that a lot of people were curious about, and it was something that I honestly wasn't sure about what my plans were until a few weeks ago, honestly, was when everything got really solidified. So that's my future plan for right now. I got a few questions asking like a health update, both mental health and also like physical health with like my skin problems that I mentioned in my last few Q&As. So as you guys may remember if you watched those videos in the spring, actually starting in, honestly, I noticed my skin was having like some weird dryness and like weird patches since like December of last year, but it got worse in February, and then it just turned into like all of these problems from like February until May pretty much. So pretty much all of the last half of my master's program while I was in Spain, which was pretty awful because I just felt so insecure about how my skin looked. And when I say skin problems, like it sounds very mild, like skin problems, and honestly I didn't show my skin in any videos because I was really like, I felt very like embarrassed about my skin. I was really self-conscious about it, and when it was at its worst it was really scary for me because I didn't know what was causing the problem, and I was going to all these doctor's appointments and trying all these different medications, and I was on antibiotics. It was just a very stressful time for me, and that really took a toll on how I felt about myself. It is like, I mean, you guys can see it is like very back to normal, which is great. I still have some flare-ups every now and then when I irritate my skin or anything like that, because I do have rosacea, if you're curious. That is basically what the problem is now, and I have just been managing that. I have my like dermatologist recommended skincare products, so I've been taking good care of my skin and everything like that. But it was definitely a hard time, and I think what I learned from that experience is that I was just trying to do too much when I should have really rested and focused on healing. I was really pushing myself to go and do everything, and I was traveling when I really needed to actually just kind of rest and wait until my skin was in a less fragile place to do all of the things that I wanted to do. I did make the decision to finish my classes online and to finish my thesis here in America, and it was honestly the best decision that I could have made for myself, because I think it allowed me to slow down enough, because I was still doing my classes and writing my thesis and all of those things, but it allowed me to slow down enough that my skin could heal to get to the place where it is now, so that I can actually move and start my life again and be doing all of the things that I had been doing before. So skin update, very happy and very pleased to tell you guys that I am doing a lot better, and I think it will be a process, you know, still taking care of it also with like the cold climate in London, because it's going to be really cold and windy. But I have my moisturizers, I'm set. I will find dermatologists there if I need to, but yeah, I'm doing very well in terms of my skin and in terms of my mental health, because a lot of people asked me like, how are you doing mentally, how are you feeling? Since I came home, and the state I was feeling and the state I was in when I was in Spain, just with all of the things and all the stress going on, my mental health honestly kind of took a nosedive at that time, and I just came home feeling very anxious and very stressed and really burnt out, honestly. And I've been in therapy since late June, and it's now the end of November, so I've been in therapy for a while and I have really loved it. I wouldn't say that therapy fixed all my problems and that I'm like perfect now, that my mental health problems are gone. Like it's not like that for me, because I have a lot of things that I'm still working through and that I know that I'm going to need to work through for a long time. But I can say that I'm managing my anxiety a lot better, and I'm able to do a lot of things that I was maybe too anxious to do months ago, which is kind of crazy. So I'm really proud of myself for the progress that I've made, though I still know I have a long way to go. So I'm going to continue going to therapy, and I do recommend therapy for everyone, because I think if you find a non-biased professional who is trained in understanding how the human brain works, it's a great opportunity to work through some challenges that you may be having, or even just to talk and kind of sort your thoughts together. So I really do recommend therapy. I think it can help anyone. I am very glad that I made the decision to spend the last 6 months as I did, because I think it's only going to help me moving forward. I feel like I covered like all the bases, like school, health, mental health, future plans, where I'm moving, what I'm doing in this video. So this is a very comprehensive life update for how things are going currently for me. As you guys are watching this video, it's currently Thanksgiving week. It's my birthday on Wednesday, and then I'm celebrating Thanksgiving on Thursday, so I'm super excited. I'm turning 23, which is crazy. I feel like I'm getting old, but I'm trying to remember that 23 is like very, very young. So I think that that's fine. But yeah, it's such a weird feeling to be getting another year older. But you know what? I'm in my self-care state of life. I'm very happy with like the habits. I'm reading books, I'm making tea, I'm baking bread. I started writing in my 5-minute journal again. So I'm just really trying to take care of myself so hard that I don't get into a place like I was last spring, where I was just feeling so burnt out and so incapable of like doing daily simple things like cooking and laundry and like taking care of myself and even like getting ready and like feeling cute. Like I just want to protect my mental space a lot better than I did in the past, and not push myself beyond my limits and not force myself to say yes to every single thing. So that's just something that I am working on. That is my words into the next year of my life. I would just like to really recognize that I have to take care of myself so that I can take care of everything else around me and the relationships and the friendships that I have as well. So that is my goal. Some people ask me what are my goals. Just doing that, and then just, yeah, growing, learning, spending lots of time with family and friends, and getting into like a better cooking routine, because I actually love cooking and it's not something that I've ever been able to do super consistently. My goal this year is to start cooking a lot more frequently and just enjoying like going to the grocery store, picking out my ingredients and making a nice meal for myself, because I definitely abused the food delivery apps while I was in Spain. I think I ordered takeout very many times per week, and it got to the point where I was just like, but I actually like cooking, so why am I not doing it? So I'm just trying to build that habit for sure. Still wanting to go on my walks. I mean, in London I feel like the walks will be so beautiful, cold but beautiful, so I have to bring my warm jackets. But yeah, those are some of my goals for 23, and just, yeah, starting this next chapter. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I feel like it's going to be really long because I talked for a while, but I am very grateful for those of you who are following along and watching my videos. I know that the last few months I've been making videos of all different kinds of things, but I do really love the videos I've made this last few months. I think they will be memories that I remember forever. So yes, I will talk to you guys in my next video. The next month is pretty much just gonna be me packing, prepping for the move, celebrating the holidays, and getting into good routine building habits and all that kind of stuff. So expect to see really fun videos, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.